Good evening and welcome to NNX, where we give you campus news faster than you can eat a bowl of mac and cheese. I'm Luis Castañeda.
And I'm Simone Garber. Don't burn your tongue. Let's dive right into tonight's stories. An arrest has finally been made in connection with the Clark Street beach shooting just south of NU's campus last month. The Evanston Police Department arrested 20-year-old Jalen Murray on Friday. He is accused of killing 18-year-old Jock Irby and wounding two 15-year-olds. The arrest comes 17 days after the shooting, from which the suspects initially fled the scene. Though police previously said there seemed to be at least two suspects, only one arrest has been made. Murray has been charged with 3 felonies and appeared in court this morning. EPD says the investigation is still ongoing.
A heads up for those students looking to snag a cheap bite. The Shield Catholic Center is out cooking on the grill this week and every week. If you've never heard of the program, don't worry, they've only been doing it for 20 years. It's called Cheap Lunch.
Right, creating a space where people can come regardless of their background, get food, enjoy community.
The program goes on every Thursday at noon throughout spring quarter, and for $2, you can grab yourself a quick grilled meal.
Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zahner, also known as the artist's Japanese breakfast, is next year's one book. NNN's Angela Jung joins us in the studio to give us a glimpse into the selection. So, Angela, we might all know what the one book is, but not necessarily the selection process. Tell us a little more about the behind the scenes.
For sure. So the process begins with open nominations where NU community members submit titles. This year was up to 100. And after a series of discussions among a committee of faculty and student fellows, President Schill makes the final decision. Throughout the year, a steering committee creates programming related to the themes of the book.
I see. And what makes Crying in H Mart so special for the NU community?
Right, so among the most potent themes raised in the book is grief. Many readers in our community have lost family members due to COVID. And in writing her experience of losing her mother, Michelle brings light to our relationships with our loved ones and how our collective identities are shaped by them and what happens when they're not in our lives anymore. It's very connective and beautiful in that way.
All right, well, Angela, thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to reading this wonderful book over the summer.
The Evanston YWCA hosted its 4th annual Unite Against Racism event as part of a national movement to end racism. The event spanned Skokie, Wilmette, and Evanston and included a rally on Ridge Avenue with a recitation of the Racial Justice Pledge, ending with a talkback where attendees were encouraged to share their experiences, concerns, and solutions regarding racism.
A lot of people underplay racism. And I think it's important that they know that it's real.
The YWCA plans to host this event again next year. Visit ywca-ens.org for more information and to get involved.
Some good news for all you animal lovers out there. The Evanston Animal Shelter is expanding and rebuilding. Back in February, the council approved a plan for a $6.85 million renovation, including a whole new building with nearly 6,000 square feet. More space for Evanston's furry friends.
More dogs, more cats, and just a little bit of extra space so that the animals can move a little bit more comfortably and that the people can move more comfortably while taking care of them and volunteering.
The furry friends will move out of the current facility in mid-May.
This past Saturday, the Evanston Public Library hosted its first annual health fair since before the coronavirus pandemic. The fair highlighted Evanston's new 5-year strategy to improve public health in the area, dubbed the E-Plan. Its goal is to alleviate prevalent racial disparities, including a 13-year difference in life expectancy between Evanston's predominantly white 7th Ward and predominantly black 5th Ward. Health fair participants believe the E-Plan will help bridge the gaps that cause disparities in Evanston, addressing root causes such as poverty and lack of community resources. The fair included informational booths from local organizations and fun activities to spread awareness about the E-Plan.
Despite a lackluster 2022 season, Northwestern had 4 players selected in this year's NFL draft. NNN's Kendall Wright is here with us in the studio to tell us what went down. So, Kendall, which NU players got drafted and where did they end up landing?
Well, first off the board was offensive tackle Peter Skoronsky, selected number 11th overall by the Tennessee Titans. Next, we have cornerback Cam Mitchell. He's going to the Cleveland Browns. Also, defensive tackle Adetomiwa Adebore going to the Indianapolis Colts. And another future Indianapolis Colt in running back Evan Hull.
I see. And how much impact do you think these players will have on their pro teams next season?
I believe that all 4 players could see a good amount of time on the football field. The 3 teams that selected our guys had sub-500 records last season, as well as have huge quarterback concerns going into this offseason. Nevertheless, these 4 have earned their spot to perform at the next level, and there's no doubt in my mind that they'll have good impressions on their teams this next season.
Well, thank you, Kendall, for your commentary. NNN and our colleagues at Sports Night will continue to cover the Cats in action. NNN Sports Night airs Thursday evenings throughout the academic year.
Northwestern's oldest production is back in action. The 92nd annual Waa-Mu show kicked off this weekend. NNN's Lena Peterson takes us there.
Bringing a story of travel and love to life on stage, performances continuing this week for the Waa-Mu show's production of Romance en Route.
It's a really wacky, romantic comedy story. It's got a lot of different, zany characters in it.
Themes of growth and personal exploration resonating with the student writers.
The message of the show to me is just the idea of love and how I think allowing yourself to have new experiences and opening yourself up to love.
The entirely student-run cast and crew sharing a celebration of Paris, romance, and joy.
At the heart of it, it's a story about love and how beautiful it is to be open to love, to experience it, to share it with other people.
Costume designer and School of Communication first-year Paisley Candler designing costumes for the cast with a Parisian theme in mind.
I love that it's a rom-com. I feel like that's always what I'm drawn to, so it's nice to have that as my project.
The cast and characters making connections and finding their way.
You go through a lot of things when you're young, and it's most important just to stay true to yourself, even when you're trying to figure out who you are.
For the audience, a rom-com that will lift spirits and spread joy.
People should come see the show because it's a celebration of love in all forms, and it's a 2000 style rom-com.
At Conn Auditorium, Lena Peterson, Northwestern News Network.
Romance en Route hits the stage again this weekend with shows Friday and Saturday at 7:30 and Sunday at 2 p.m. For more information, visit waamushow.org. So Simone, do you got any plans this weekend?
I do actually. I'm going to see the Waa-Mu show. Our lovely Willard faculty and residence couple, Ben and Amy Gorvine, are hosting a group to go see it. So I'm really looking forward to that. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I hope tickets aren't sold out. You might want to
too.
pitch in. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight's edition of NNX. Thank you all so much for watching.
Stay tuned for a special 1-hour edition of the Northwestern News Report coming up next. Then stick around for Politicat. I'm Simone Garber.
And I'm Luis Castañeda. Have a great night.